Good morning, guys. Welcome to the vlog. This is going to be my first vlog with a 10 to 18 millimeter lens. It's a little late, so let's get this day started. Oh. Oh, I just dropped my food. I'm trying to close it. I got my food in my thing. That's okay. So, I know grilled cheese sandwiches might not be what everyone eats for breakfast, but there wasn't anything else I wanted to eat, so that's what we're eating. Can't forget the milk. Alright, had a good breakfast, now it's time for a little walk. Okay guys, so as you can see, I do have a different lens. This is the this is the Canon EFS 10 to 18mm. It's an image stabilized STM lens. I picked it up yesterday for just around, well, it was pretty much 200 bucks. Used only once, so I think that was a great deal. It came with a little lens protector as well. As you can tell, this lens has such a bigger field of view. Like if I am, vlogging with someone, if I'm with someone or whatever, I can vlog them too. Also, it has a much more of a YouTube feel to it. Like this, it feels more YouTube-ish like now, because it's a wider angle lens. It's a wide angle, so you can get all those wide angles. So today we're just kind of take a little walk around, and I'm going to show you guys what is good about this lens. So the pros and some of the cons. And these pros and cons are going to be not only for videography, but also for photography. So we're going to go over some pros and cons you have with photography and videography. So the first pro, obviously, the most kind of obvious pro, is the wide angle. The wide angle allows you to see so much of the world. Like if you look, you can see this whole parking lot pretty much, almost this whole parking lot. If I was standing on the actual corner, you could probably see about 90% of the parking lot. And that's insane. Like you can see all of that. Beforehand, I'm going to zoom into where it was before, because beforehand on my other lens, you can only see this much at a time. So you see how much more cropped in that it was. And it was difficult to kind of hold it, because I had to hold it pretty much out here. And if I wanted to include someone, it was a little difficult just because I had to hold my hand out. Now I can hold it this close and have it like that, and it's so much more comfortable. I know I'm looking over to the side screen because I'm still getting used to how this frames things, but it is so much more comfortable now just to hold it out, and you can have so much more in the picture. Plus, I can talk like this. Another pro is the STM motor in it. I can't remember what it exactly stands for. It's silent step motor, I believe. I don't know. Anyway, it has quick focusing, and the camera, as long as the camera can keep up with the lens, then it does great. So, and again, you can see the cars in the background. You can still see the parking lot back there. You can see everything. So, like the autofocus is silent. It's completely silent. And it does a pretty good job in keeping your face in focus as well. While the lens is light, it's not the heaviest lens. I know there's other lenses out there. I'm not sure what brand they are, but they're like 3 times heavier than this lens. And fundamentally, they kind of do the same thing. So that's why I would recommend this lens over any other lenses, because I know there's some other lenses out there that might be more expensive or might be, heavier and everything. But I would recommend this lens for a couple reasons. First of all, this is so much lighter than the other lens. Second of all, it's a lot cheaper. The price on this, comes in only around $270. You might get it at the highest $300, I think, for this lens. And as the other lenses are like $500 or $600, so they're almost, depending on which one you get, almost twice the price. So this one I got used was only $200, which is a great plus. It's so light, so you can carry it all day long. And that's, for the most part, I think that's all I have to say about the good parts about this lens. I can't remember what else there is that is really that good. I don't have a tripod, unfortunately, today, so I can't really record as much. Like, I can't sit down and vlog, really. I have to stand up. So another thing I would recommend is, like, if you are just vlogging like this, is to have it like, you know, have it an open vlog, or if you're, you know, just recording a sit-down vlog, just have it like a wide angle. And then if you have to come in and like say something really serious, or about to tell a story, or go into story mode, go like that. Bam, you're all serious now. So those are kind of the upsides of having this lens. There probably are a couple other upsides to it. I'm just not remembering them right now. It'll probably come to my mind later on. But now let's go to the downsides. The downsides of this lens, one of them, it's not good in the dark. It's not the best lens for the dark. Out of 10, I would rate it in terms of dark like 4 or 5, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's a little bit better than that. But it's not the best for the dark. So, you know, if you go into a dark area, it might struggle focusing. The image will get a little grainy. So it's not, you know, the best for street photography during the night. Probably not the best choice. If it's going to be really dark, it's probably not the best choice. Another downside to it, which if you're going to be getting this lens, it won't matter to you, because the reason you're getting it isn't to do this function. It's that it doesn't have a big zoom range. So I wouldn't say that as a downside, because what it's designed for is it's not designed to zoom. It's not designed necessarily strictly as a zoom lens. Of course, it's not a prime lens, but it's not designed to be a zoom lens. I mean, it zooms in, it'll crop in a little bit, but it's not designed fundamentally to be able to zoom into those long distances. That's what other lenses are meant to do. So I wouldn't say that as more as a downside. It would just be more like, if you're looking for a zoom lens, this is not really the lens for you. Another downside that, again, isn't too much of a downside just because the size of this lens, is it doesn't have a metal mount to it. This one has a plastic mount. If you're looking at a lens that is this cheap and is this light, a metal mount really won't make that much of a difference necessarily. I know there are smaller lenses out there like the Nifty 50, the new Nifty 50, the newer version, that has the metal mount bracket on there, and that's great, and that means that lens will just pretty much just increases the durability of the lens. But if you're looking at this lens for only about $250 to $300, you don't really need that metal lens, in my opinion. Or that metal bracket, in my opinion. For a longer lens, like a zoom lens, that's the time I really want to have that metal bracket. But a plastic bracket, I think, or the bracket that it has on right now, I think will do just fine. I'm just hoping, you know, as long as you're just a little gentle with it, it should be fine. Of course, just treat your camera, you know, don't be throwing your camera around. I know vlogs will get a little crazy sometimes, but you just gotta be a little careful with your camera. I think it'll be just fine. Now, the last con, I think this is going to be the last con I'm going to be going over, again, isn't really a con, because it's not designed for this. This isn't a lens that's necessarily designed for this one function. And it's that it's not good at taking portraits. Of course it's not going to be good at taking portraits, because it's a wide-angle lens. A portrait lens is going to have a good blurry background, usually some good bokeh effect. You know, the subject is going to be in really sharp, nice light, and it's going to have the lens itself is going to have a good light. It can take in a lot of light. This lens, however, does not do pretty much any of those. The light, it only goes down to 4.5, and the light itself, or the background itself, does not get very blurry. As you can see, you have to get really close to your subject for it to even start to get blurry. Even then, yeah, see, this isn't even getting blurry. And I'm fine with that, because this is not really what this lens is supposed to do. Some people might prefer the blurry background. Me personally, while I'm vlogging, I don't really want the blurry background. It's just not something that I want in my vlogs. I want to be able to see the whole background, because if I'm going somewhere, if I'm doing something, I want to be able to show you guys what's going on, versus just it being, you know, I have to take the camera off of myself and just show you guys that way, because that makes a big difference. You can see everything that's going on is pretty much sharp, and plus, if I've got friends in the background, I don't want them to all be blurred out. So again, that's another point to think about. One thing to note I should have said this before, but one thing to note is this is a lens only for crop sensor cameras. So, you know, any of the Rebel series cameras, you know, the Rebel T5i, which is the one I have, any of the Rebel series cameras, it should work fine on. Although I think the T3i and before that, I think those cameras, they don't have the dual pixel. Although don't quote me on this, I'm not sure. I haven't done too much research about this, but I'm fairly certain that they won't work exactly with the focus, with the dual pixel focusing system. I think that this camera has, I believe, I'm sorry, I'm still a noob at this, but I think that's what this camera has, but it does not have that focusing system, so it won't work exactly with the lens as it's supposed to, but it will still work with the lens. It just won't work the best with the lens. So again, crop sensor cameras only with this. If you put it on a full frame, it will be all messed up. It'll be black things on the side, and it won't, I don't think, it won't produce the best image. I believe it'll have some like really bad vignetting. So yeah, crop sensor cameras only for this lens. If you want to have if you have a full frame camera and you want a lens with it, well, guess what? You're gonna have to spend a pretty penny for a nice lens like that. I think I don't know how, they're anywhere from $600 to $800. I'm not sure, maybe even more than that for a lens pretty much like this. When you are recording with this, you know, not good for product reviews. Again, does not get that blurry bokeh effect or that blurry background that everyone wants. So just keep that in mind, that this is not the best for really product reviews. The only thing I would say it's good for is really just vlogs. And if you're going to interview someone, if you have it like that close and you stand back, if you have someone recording you and you have it at the if you have it at the 18mm, then it'll work. But otherwise, I would recommend having it anywhere from the 10 to about this, depending on how close you want it to be. You know, that's, I guess, a con. But one more pro is that it has buttery smooth. Look how smooth this is right here. It's so smooth. I have a at least to start out with, it's so smooth. I have a kit lens, and it's so jittery. It's so kind of rough to the touch to adjust the focal length. Okay, so now I'm going to go around, take some pictures, some photography, and I'll talk about the pros and cons for that. I don't think there's too much to talk about for the pros and cons for photography, because it's pretty much almost the same as for videography. It's just a still image, and you have certain aspects of it that are a little bit different, but besides that, it's pretty much the same. So one thing I forgot to mention is that for most of the video I had beforehand, I had my f-stop really I think really low. So it could, or no, it was really high. I can't remember anyway. So I wasn't getting that blurry background, which, you know, that's fine. It doesn't really matter. So for some of the images that I did take, you will see some blurry background for it. But right now, what we're about to do is we're going to go and try to test the darkness, the darkness setting. See how, you know, how it gets dark. There's actually some spider webs here. I'm going to try to get in this way, but there's like this bridge over here. If you guys have been keeping up with my channel, oh, see how it gets all messed up? Okay, that's fine though, because the back got blown out. If I can just make it through here a little bit, it'll get better. Oh dear, it's spider webs everywhere. Anyway, I'm going to test the darkness kind of on this. Right now, it looks perfectly fine, honestly. Some weird stuff back here. There's a bridge over here. We're going to take some pictures at, see if we can get any decent pictures. And this is a good place to take pictures anyway. It's like this little stream kind of area. It's a great place to take some pictures. Like, there's actually minnows and crawdads here. I'm not going to really try catching them today, but I'll try getting some good pictures of some of them. Unfortunately, I do not have a polarizing filter, so I don't have anything to remove some of the glare. Yeah, look at that turtle right there. That's what I'm talking about. Alright guys, so I've been taking some pictures around and stuff. I've been, you know, just in this area. As a matter of fact, I don't really have that many pictures to show you guys, but I'm under this tunnel right now, and what I've noticed is when it comes to the low light, like this is our low light test right now. We're at ISO 3200, so it might be a little grainy. I mean, any darker than this, I really shouldn't be vlogging. So just to show you guys kind of what it can and can't do, kind of this was my low light test. Nothing too fancy. I tried taking some pictures in the low light low light conditions did not fare that well. Although again, you know, the images you get with this when you're doing the wide angle, it really does, it does work. See, that's ISO 100, so again, not grainy whatsoever. And I'm staying at the light end of the tunnel, so if I was to go any farther down there, it would get so much darker. Right now, see? This looks, I mean, like, in terms of sharpness, this looks really good. The brightness, the color might be a little off, but it looks really good. And then as soon as I start going in here, it just gets completely dark. So that just kind of shows what it can and can't do. And then if I zoom in, look, it's going to get really dark if I zoom in here, look. See that? It's a lot darker because, of course, when you zoom in, there's less light coming into the actual camera. Before I leave this area, I'm over here. I'm in the creek, and I've just got to say, just walking through this creek, the cool water against your legs, it feels so good. It's like just so refreshing just to be in, you know, some water and just to walk around in it. I've done creek walks like this before, although I'm not going to vlog the whole thing. I've done creek walks with my friend. I've actually posted about it on Instagram. I found like this huge exhaust pipe, and I was like, oh, this creek walk is exhausting, you know, is ha ha ha. But it's just so kind of relaxing sometimes, even though this water, as a matter of fact, isn't the cleanest water, by no means. I can attest to that by saying that I have decided to drink a bunch of this water, and then I diarrhea for the next like 5 days. So lesson learned there. Of course, I knew that was going to happen. I just was doing it just because. But yeah, just again, like this, it just feels so good. Just oh, the wind, nature, yes. It's so relaxing out here. It's always good to get away from. Oh gosh. Okay. Anyway, it's always good to kind of get away from the house. Get away from. I know I sound all preachy here, but get away from electronics. Seriously. Even though I have one in my hand, just to be outside, get into nature. You know, make your own little discoveries here and there. You know, it's just a fun little thing to do, and just to kind of sit around and relax, enjoy what we have here on this earth, and, you know, and take advantage of it, not in a bad way, but in a good way. Take advantage of what we have in a fruitful way. Use it and do good in the world. Hey guys, I know I'm way overexposed right now, but you see this? See this right here? See this? It's the forbidden snack. You want to eat it. It looks good. It's right here. It looks good. It looks great to eat. It looks great to eat, but it's not good for you. Apparently, we can't eat it. Why? Why can't we eat this? I really want to eat this. Maybe we can't eat this. I just don't know. It smells weird. Oh well. My battery is about to die. On my camera, unfortunately, I did not pack enough for the batteries. So, okay guys, so that last clip, ironically, well, not really that ironically, but it cut out right when I was just about to say my battery's about to die. But, in fact, my battery did die. So that's going to do it for this video. This kind of vlog was with, of course, the new lens that I have. It's not, like, the videos, a lot of the review videos that I do might not be similar to the other review videos you find on other channels that are all like really high, you know, high quality and everything. I don't really have that yet. You know, I might have some B-roll here and there put in through the video, but it's really just a vlog, and I wanted to use the actual lens and not talk too much about the lens. Yeah, you can look up the specs online. Yeah, you can do all that online, but I wanted to actually use it and show you guys that's close, that's far away, you know, just to show you guys the actual usability and practicality of it, versus just sitting here the whole time and just, you know, talking about the lens. I mean, I know it wasn't a huge vlog or anything, but I don't like just sitting and just going over specs and stuff like that. So, you know, that was pretty much the video. I hope you guys did enjoy it. I'm going to leave a link to the lens in the description down below, but for now, thank you guys so much for watching this video. My name is Lucas, and I'll see you next time.